Well, hello there, Minecraft Arenos, and yep, it's exactly what the sign says. Tekkit style teleporter pipes. So, I was racking my brain for a good design for this, and I think I've come up with one that looks pretty decent. So this is an input pipe, and I'll show you what the output pipes look like in a little while. So you need to physically construct the machines, just like the quarry. So let's go over the crafting recipe for the different components. Now, as I mentioned briefly in the last video, I've been using command blocks as various circuit boards and control cores. So if we look in here, this is what you need to make the sender node. So if I grab this out real quick, we'll pop it in the custom crafting table. We pop all of this into the dropper. There we go. Now we've got our teleporter sender nodes, which are the control circuits for the sender teleporter. Here we have the sender pipe construction materials. This is what you will need. So this is how you create the actual machine. So like with the quarry, it needed a dropper to determine what it was. So these are just basically generic modules that, as long as you put them face up like this, they will work. So we've put on our brewing stand. This is what's going to tell it it's going to be a teleporter. And then the last thing we need to do is put on top of that our art stand. Now this is what we can use to reference. So we will take the TP sender installer name tag we were given, and now we will take out the ingredients to actually create the machine. So because it's a sender pipe, we obviously need sender nodes, and we need a control core node. I will show you how to craft the control cores in a moment. This is what makes the recipe slightly more complex, because you have to create other components to then create, you know what I mean? Like, it's like Tekkit, you create circuit boards, then you can create a quarry. You craft different things at different levels, so there's different levels of crafting going on here. So this is the final stage where we're assembling the machine. So inside this dropper, we're going to put in the sender nodes, so it knows it's a sender. We're going to put in the control core to control everything. We're going to put in the grindstones, because obviously it has to break the materials down, and then the hopper to feed them into. So now, when we name this guy TP Sender Installer, you hear it boot up, and we'll spin now, which means we have an active sender teleporter. Back to the custom crafting table, if the doors will ever open. And we have here the receiver node crafting recipe. So for a receiver node, you can only have one receiver. That's or one receiver on each frequency, should I say. But so we get these. This is our crafting recipe to get a receiver control core. Now it's a little bit more expensive in that you have 3 diamonds, but this is necessary for the whole machine to work. Because obviously, if you got a sender, you need a receiver. So being as you only need one of these, I made the recipe a little bit expensive and made the sender recipe a little cheaper, because you can craft multiple senders to transmit to the same receiver. So if we pop that in there, there we go. We have our teleporter receiver node kit. And last thing we need is to craft the control cores. Now the control cores require a lectern and some more advanced redstone components, because it's a control circuit, so it needs to be able to control things. So I thought, well, if we have comparators able to determine what the lectern is, and you store your program in the lectern, kind of like a BIOS chip. So this is my approach to making a circuit board, basically, and using command blocks, because like I said, it forces the player to actually have to craft a machine, or at least machine components, to be able to make these various different types of devices. So there we go. Now we've got our 3 control cores, because if you remember, the sender node required 1, and the receiver node requires 2. Here is the module. So it's hopper, dropper, armor stand. Armor stands we unfortunately can't get away from using armor stands. They are the only way, other than that I know of, to reference an object in the world other than using absolute coordinates. So there we go. Now we've got our teleport receiver in making. So what we need to do is construct the actual machine, put in the circuitry to make it function as a receiver. So as you can see, we've got the brewing stands, which are kind of like I'm using as the antennas that transmit things back and forth. We've got the receiver nodes, so it knows it's going to be a receiver. We've got the control cores to control everything, and a little bit of redstone just to wire it all up. So let's pop this in exactly as it is, like so. And then all we do is simply name this TP receiver installer. And there we go. We're in business. That's our receiver node. I might come up with a better design at some point, or make it just look identical to this one. But for now, this is where our received stuff is going to go. So just to show you that it functions, let's get 64 dirt, and we'll just go over here and we'll just vomit all this dirt right at this hopper right here, and you'll see that none of it will go into the hopper. There we go. Nope, empty. But it has all gone over here. There you go. So now you have active teleporter pipes. So yeah, I do hope you liked that little tutorial on how to set up your own little teleporter pipes. I love the little wispy effects that it's got coming off it, just to show you that it's active. And as you probably imagined, the way it works is up here there's an armor stand. There you go, it's just killed it now. Oh, took you good timing then. And same here, but they're just invisible. And they're just teleporting items from one to the other. Here is the teleport pipe code. So what it's going to do is it's going to test to see if at sender, one block below it is a hopper. And then it's going to make sure that the block it's standing in is a brewing stand. If those are both true, it'll then test for any items around it within 2 radius and teleport them at the receiver. It will cast invisibility on itself for 1 second, and it will cast invisibility on the receiver for 1 second. And that is basically it. So you could skip these 2 pipes, these 2 steps, if you just wanted to whack down this guy and just throw items at him. You know, this is just checking to make sure the pipe's been assembled, and these ones here are just what construct the various machines. You know, that's my circuit boards, where I put in the circuit boards to call them what they are. And this, what it does is, because there can only be one receiver in the world, if the player ever tries to put down another entity called TP receiver installer, it will destroy the original receiver. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to do all that cool liking, subscribing, or whatever, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.